Okay, alright, so hopefully we're not going to have the same kerfuffle that we had yesterday with all of this. Man, so the way that got going yesterday was absolutely dreadful, and so I'm sure most of you are probably remembering from everything that went down yesterday with the beginning of the streams. Literally, could not get it to work properly. YouTube decided it wanted to start streaming before I was even ready. So that was all kinds of fun. So let's just let's have some suggestions from you guys when you start joining to show what we think we should start drawing first and what we're talking about for some laughs anyway. So some funny Dragon Ball. It's going to take me longer to write this than it is to say it. Things to sketch. Why not? Bleh. So why not? I kind of made the eye a little bit too droopy there, but that's okay. Now he looks kind of happy. He looks kind of happy. Sort of, kind of happy. Oh dear. Right, well, I'm hoping that when everybody's kind of ready and stuff, that we'll start seeing some nice suggestions pop up here, and we'll be able to have a bit of fun with it. But I mean, like, it's always rough when you try and do a stream in this kind of thing, especially when it's this early as well. So, it's, I don't know, like, I think sometimes it's difficult because obviously I'm running UK time, and so many of you are running in the US time. It makes it very difficult for me to kind of gauge when everybody's going to start sort of popping up, and when everybody's around and like able to kind of hear what's going on. So sometimes I'm worried I might start streaming and everybody will be arriving like an hour later, and usually my streams only last about an hour, so what would be the point? But still. Yesterday we had some fun though in this, so I might just start off whilst we're doing this by giving Vegeta here a little bit of a nice pink moustache, and well, how he'd look like if he had a pink hairdo, I suppose. Let's just fill that or not. No, he's not allowed to be Super Saiyan purple, red wine, whatever we're going for today. That'll be why. It's One Punch Sloth. Is it a bit ghostly, is it? I haven't actually got the unless people chat, I'm not really seeing who's involved. I haven't got the thing open because I figured it was easier to just do it this way. Actually, you know what? Vegeta can rock the sort of red wine purpley kind of hairdo. I'm giving blue eyes. You have these blue eyes. Do snails have tails? Is that I guess so. Not really thought about it to an extent where I feel like I got a comfortable answer for that, Sloth. Well, I think that's Vegeta's looking rather interesting. Have we really seen him like that? What if we did him look that kind of like Goku Rose kind of color? I think we'd have to go up here, wouldn't we? We'd do that rose kind of Goku Black with the moustache. I don't know. I think if Goku Black had a moustache, actually, it would be rather interesting. You know what? Maybe that's today's thing to start off with. Goku Black, but with like a goatee or something. I don't know. Let's have a think. Ugh. No, that's not what I wanted to do. The Bojack hair. Why is it? What makes it Bojack? I mean, because like Bojack's got like got red hair, hasn't he? Oh dear. That was flashy, Vegeta. That was flashy. Goku black with a beanie and a goatee. Never forget. It's it never was just Goku black. It's always been an iteration of me in some sense. Ever since I started the channel. It's like purple. Nah. Thought his hair was purple. No, it's red. It's orange when he's in his base form, and then it's red when he goes into his next form. It's like, I would go and Google it and find a picture, but it's just not really. Oh, Android 13. Android 13 still has red hair, though. It goes from white to red, from what I remember. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Android 13 is orange hair. What? I think it's like a reddy kind of orange, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe we should do what like Frieza or something would look like if Frieza had facial hair, or if Frieza was. I just want to start drawing something like amusing, like something slightly out of the ordinary. What Mr.Satan would look like if he didn't have facial hair. You know what? Let's do that. I just want to find like a good. Here we go. I wanted to pull a basic picture up of him on my phone so I can have a quick reference when I'm drawing his face. Everyone's hair in the series so cut me a break. I will cut you a break. It's not completely untrue. All right, let's zoom in. Zoom. Ugh. Oh dear. Draw Chaozu with facial hair next Kanji. I could do, yeah. Man. Let's have a. That's better. That's what I'm looking for. It's jarring, dude, when you message me on Twitter at the same time as messaging me on YouTube. It's not useful because I'm trying to concentrate on two different things at once. I'm doing Mr. Satan without facial hair first because I think that will be interesting, and we'll see. It might not work. I think it will work. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's have a look. Ugh. So we've got to get his weird cheekbones in. Obviously, this is going to be a sketch, but I think we can establish what it kind of looked like. And let's just do like a little. We'll take it down a brush to do his nose. I'm tempted to move these in actually. It's Mr. Satan. He's got a big face, but I'm not sure it's that big. Oops. You get so used to doing noses in a certain way when you draw Dragon Ball, and then you go to draw a different character, and they've got a slightly different drawn nose, and it just really throws you off. Let's have a look. So usually his face just kind of connects to his moustache. So his moustache would just kind of come like down here or something. And it'd be like, "Arr." And then you just have his teeth like coming down like this. So if we're going to remove that, then I suppose realistically what we need is to do, hey Aegis man, I'm drawing Mr. Satan without a beard and moustache and without facial hair, just to kind of see what he'd look like in, like, I don't know. I want a whim. If you want me to draw something else, suggest something else, basically. Just thought these things would be interesting to just kind of do. Stuff that I'm not really sure if anyone's drawn it before. I've certainly not seen it myself. Let's... I think he's going to look a little bit like David Hasselhoff by the end of this. Oops, I just moved my drawing tablet by accident with my hand. He'd look a bit like Nappa with a head of hair. Yeah, well, I suppose we're going to find out, really, aren't we? So I've got the picture of Mr. Satan up on my phone so I can kind of revert back to it. Draw Tien from memory. Tien's not that difficult because Tien's got the old-fashioned eyes. And Toriyama's old-style eyes really aren't that difficult to kind of just draw off the cuff. So I could do, but I feel like this has got more potential in it for something that people won't have seen before. How you doing, Aegis Man, anyway? Or Aegis Man, I'm sorry, I've really forgotten how to pronounce your name. I know you told me I did it correctly once upon a time, but I really don't remember what that was, how I said it at the time. I'm sure it's not a gas man, because if it was a gas man, or if it was a gas man, then I suppose that's like advertising a trade. You know what? If you're not a gas guy, then you probably should be, because that's a good trade to advertise and a good way to do it. This will be interesting. I'm really kind of keen to see how this turns out. He's got all of his stubble coming down here as well in a minute, which I'll just add. Or does this kind of take away from me saying clean shaven? Yeah, it does, kind of, doesn't it? Alright. I won't quite do it like that. So then let's do his eyes now. Yesterday when I was doing the Vegeta, the accident where it ended up looking like he'd been to the dentist, I thought was quite amusing, where it looked like his cheek was really wide, being good. Spend the whole summer on Dokkan Battle. Asparagus man. Yeah, haven't we all done that? Like, is that pretty much how it goes? Like, they've really got us in a vice with that game. Because, like, you take your mind off it for, like, a couple days, and the next time you look at it, like, all your characters are completely nerfed, like, in comparison to the new ones. You can't do any more of the events anymore because they're all too difficult with the current squad. You've taken a week off, and all of a sudden the game is irrelevant. 183 hours on Dokkan Battle since I've been playing, so about 5 months. What? Have you gone through your apps, and your apps have, like, told you how long you've spent on it or something, or is that an option in the menu? Because I would hate to see how many hours I've contributed to this game. If it's an option in the menu, if it's an option in the menu, I'll check right now and I'll see what it says. Ooh. Man, this is going to be interesting. I've averaged about 23, 25 hours. What, a day? Or, oh, you have an app that tells you. A week? A day? 23 to 25 hours a day, sorry. I only just realised what I said. Yeah, I don't sleep at all. I just play Dokkan Battle. Eat, sleep, Dokkan, repeat. Man. I hate the eyes. It's always getting the eye placement in the right places. Hence the term eye placement. Oh yeah, the champ, baby! And you can just see it now if he was clean shaven. I'm just not really sure it'd work because he really rides off that whole Hulk Hogan style. That whole Hulk Hogan style gimmick. That was a mouthful to get out. I think so because I dropped everything else and just went on Dokkan. Time must work differently over there because in the States it's only 24 hours. And you know what? Fair play if you're a free-to-play character because it's really difficult to just work everything off free-to-play. I know they've been quite generous with the amount of stones and tickets they've been giving us lately, but it is tough to be a free-to-play character. You gotta be strict with yourself as well. Hey, nostalgic douchebag, how's it going? I kind of feel bad calling you that. It's like I'm insulting you. Yeah, don't buy stones. He's quite right. You will end up it will become quite a problem. It's really. I mean, you have to have a lot of, mind you, like, you know, people say don't smoke and everything like that, but I don't really find it difficult to stop when I want to. I think we've all got different personalities, and addictive personalities take it a bit harder. But when it comes to things like gambling, I'd just rather not recommend it, I suppose, because it's effectively what it is. Because you don't know what character you're gonna get. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, Sloth is right. If you don't already buy stones, don't fall into the trap. Let me ask you something. Have you ever smoked before? Because, like, you know, I think if you have, then you'll know why sometimes you don't want to stop. It's like, I enjoy smoking. It takes the edge off for me. It's, you know, nobody... I don't... For the most part, nobody who smokes is going to turn around to you and say, I hate smoking. Smoking's awful. Because at the end of the day, like, they'll say it to play... to sort of get the point across that, yes, it's wrong. And I mean, like, you know, if like, when I'm older and the kids ever ask, what's smoking like? I'm always going to say it's disgusting, never do it. But, like, if you're asking me, like, man to man, then, like, yeah, obviously I enjoy it. That's why I do it. But I don't recommend anybody start doing it, if you know what I mean. But it's a choice. That's why they're on sale. To be honest, my thing with Dokkan was that I was traveling, and for what it's worth, Dokkan was the one working hence play. Yeah, no, I completely understand that, because I used to do that when I was like spending loads of hours on the bus and stuff like this, and Dokkan was just really accessible for that matter. Like, it was really easy to be able to just kind of pick it up and just play it. No, it's a stress relief for whatever the world is called, but it's not good for you. You got a fam now. You gotta be. Yeah, you know, you're right, and but you know, there's tons of worse things I could be doing to myself other than smoking. Smoking isn't, like, good, and I don't, like I keep saying, I don't recommend anybody start it. But it is a vice, and it's not the worst vice in the world. There are plenty worse things I could be doing. But you gotta do what you gotta do to get through things, and I don't. It's difficult for us to have a conversation about it because I don't want it to sound like I'm endorsing and encouraging people to go and smoke. But at the same time, it's just something that I think generally it's a life choice, and you know, I can give it up when I want to. I'm not addicted. I like smoking, and I can give it up when I want to. Like, I can quite easily go a couple weeks without smoking if I want to. So it's not like I even do it that badly. There's what you call social smokers as well. I wouldn't say I was quite in that realm of things due to the fact that I can just kind of do it when I'm at home or whatever. But yeah, for the smoking thing, I can understand the stress relief. I have family members, parents who smoke, but yeah, you have to be able to control and understand pros and cons. Yeah, exactly. You've got to be open-minded with these things, because obviously it's not just a case of, oh, smoking's bad, therefore stop. Well, drinking's, like, you know, just as bad for you. And when they say it doesn't hurt those around you, yeah, it totally does. It totally does. And so, you know, my thing is when I have a cigarette, I don't turn around and start, like, you know, I'm not impaired and can't drive home or something. I don't find myself more likely to like, you know, start arguments and stuff. In fact, I find myself less likely to start arguments, etc. So I'm, you know, and I don't do it around kids or anything like that. I will always distance myself from it. I'll take myself out of a situation like that. I don't want to be the cause of passive smoking to somebody. Which application is this? This is Flash CS6. I'm mostly I'm going to sound really nostalgic myself now, but I'm mostly used to drawing in Flash 8. But I just this one isn't the worst in the world. I've kind of got used to Flash CS6, and I'm kind of glad about that because Flash 8 doesn't seem to run anymore, and I'm guessing it's because well, Macromedia. I don't know whether they just merged with Adobe or what happened to Macromedia, but they certainly don't seem to make Flash anymore. I don't know if they went under and Adobe bought it, or if they just merged, or if Adobe was the parent company or something, but we can talk about it off stream. Photoshop from 2004. It's hard here in the States. You can buy SIGs at 18, but you can't buy a lighter until you're over 30. What? That is... At least that's what companies are supposed to do. Yeah. And that, what, as in, that's all, that's all in regards to what Slother said, or in regards to the version of Flash that I use? Because, yeah, I don't like a change. In 2005. Well, you know, there you go. I had like a step cousin who used to work for Macromedia, but by the time that they'd went under, and he was the one who originally gave me Flash. He got me because he knew I wanted to animate and I wanted to draw and stuff, so he got me Flash, which is great. You know, I've always enjoyed using Flash. It's never been something I've never really considered drawing in many other programs. Whoops. I figured, like, you know, if anybody would understand Nostalgic Douchebag, you would understand. I mean, nostalgia's even in your name. I'm receiving messages from Dimsy right now, and I really wish that he would just check his YouTube and see the fact that I'm actually, like, currently streaming, and it would be much easier if he just joined the stream rather than message me. No, that's not useful. He's asking me what time I plan to stream. Well, somebody, like, you know what? No, I'll do it. I'll message Dimsy. I don't know if he means tomorrow or if he means currently. I'm streaming now. Until tomorrow. Ugh. Kanji already tweeted at him, Kanji. Well, thank you. So now you do this for me, but earlier on you're sort of like, oh, Kanji, you should tweet about blah 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 and stuff when I was in the middle and caught up trying to do things. Oh man, Mr. Satan's got major cauliflower ear going on here. Woo! Okay. Well, so far, Mr. Satan without facial hair is looking pretty interesting. Wait, a stream is happening. Why didn't I get a notification? I'm guessing nobody really got a notification because it took a while for anybody to start joining, and like for a while it was actually just me and Sloth at the beginning of this, so it's not just you, Khalifa, don't worry. I got your tweet about the stream and ran over. YouTube didn't bother. Yeah, I'm guessing just YouTube just didn't decide to notify anybody that I began streaming then, which is really annoying because I was only planning on doing an hour or so, and we're already like half an hour in. So we'll see how it goes. But how's everybody doing anyway? Like, anybody who wasn't in the stream yesterday, like, I'm sure you're aware that I haven't been uploading that much lately, but that's a temporary thing. I've not, like, stopped doing YouTube or anything like that, or, got, as people like to assume that I hated the news of Broly so much I just stopped doing YouTube altogether. Like, no, never again. I've read that one. You might have to click the bell icon. YouTube doesn't send notifications for streams now unless you have the bell icon on. A hand draw on paper, scan it and do it on there works the best for me. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, a lot of people would rather do it that way, and I understand why completely. I just, as you guys can see, like, I'm much more comfortable just doing it like this, where I can literally just start drawing. I've been drawing Dragon Ball for so many years that it's just kind of, I've grown comfortable to just the way the art style works and everything, and I just don't really feel like I need to worry about hand drawing it first. He says, doing that. We're mature here at World King Kanji. Got to make his hair go up a little bit, like it kind of does. He's kind of got like that Nan that just woke up hairstyle. Okay, and then let's just... And there we go. So, Mr. Satan without his facial hair. That's, I'm going to zoom out slightly because I've ended up drawing that a little bit bigger than I was going to. I'll screenshot this for the sake of it. I think most people would probably... I think everybody would be pretty happy with saying Mr. Satan, no facial hair. I don't know, do you guys think, what do you think? Do you think this guy, like, actually kind of does look like Mr. Satan without facial hair? I mean, I feel like it's a pretty accurate drawing. You know what, just to be sure, I'll break this, and then let's go back in. Let's add the facial hair as well, just so you guys can see how accurate it would be. So, a hand drawn on paper. Yeah, I read that one. I missed the one yesterday because I fell asleep. Oh, don't worry, everyone needs sleep. That's what I do. Nostalgic douchebag. Yep. But on the Brody thing, I was a bit meh, but it should be good, I hope. Looks good. Yeah, it does look good. The animation looks fantastic, which I don't think anybody's particularly been concerned about. Like, the animation, everything, the character designs, it all looks so great. It all does look so great. I'm really excited to see how the thing looks. I'm just a bit concerned about where they're going to go story-wise, Then I get mad because I can't colour properly besides Caucasian skin tone, so I quit the drawing and start a new one, and the cycle repeats. But now the talk about Gogeta started, I'm like, yeah, we were having this conversation yesterday in the stream, and talking about what we think is actually going to, happen, and to what we think is actually going to... if Gogeta's going to be in it, how do we think it's going to work? And like I was saying, that I don't think Gogeta will go blue. I don't think that would happen because I think we've already done the whole blue's too powerful for this. And I think if if Toriyama has decided that he does actually want to incorporate Gogeta into this, because, most likely will have been his decision if this was the case, because he's been working on the script since May last year. And if that's the case, then... I don't know, he does like repeating himself. He does like doing the same stories over and over again. That much is certain. But, like... I don't know. I think we're more likely to see Ultra Instinct Gogeta, which I think then will upset a load of people, because then, like, the whole... I'm sure everybody's been seeing lately all of the heat on Twitter about Gogeta or Vegito. Like, just... This fandom just loves fighting about things. I didn't get a chance to ask this question about the possibility of Dragon Ball getting redubbed, but if that ever happens, do you think they might get the OG funny VA for some characters like Frieza and Kid Gohan? Well, that's a really interesting question because I did mention briefly yesterday that the whole reason that I parted with my Kai box sets was because I'm under the impression that yes, they probably will redub um, the entire series because you know that I think there's a lot of bad taste left over from that original one, and they're very much aware. And I think based on the fact that I've been attending KamehaCon, and of course Christopher Sabat is such an important role in Funimation and is so proud of the role he plays for Vegeta. I don't think he would be. I mean, it earns Funimation more money. It gives all of their voice actors another payday, and it gives them a chance to redeem themselves because of what people associate with that original dub. You know, they tried to do it with Kai, but the problem is there are so many things with Kai that people are unhappy about, whether it be the music, whether it be the animation updates, the art updates, and all this kind of stuff. I think if they're going to re-release these Blu-rays like later next year or whatever it be, I think it's a good time for them to do a redub, and I think there is a possibility because especially with Frieza, due to the fact as you mentioned, um, not just because of the nostalgia sort of going back to do the original ones, but as we're all aware, Chris Ayres is ill, and he hasn't been finding it very easy to record lines for all these things lately. And so they actually had, I think it's Damian Mills they've had doing lines for Frieza instead. But you know, credit to where credit's due. I can't do Frieza's voice any better than he can. But there is obviously, you can tell it's not Chris Ayres, and Chris Ayres has become such a great voice for the Funimation dub of Frieza. Like, it's so much closer to Ryusei Nakagawa's Japanese one that you just, I think that's what makes it so wonderful. And I would be, I wouldn't be adverse, and I wouldn't be turned against the idea of having Linda Young come back to do Frieza, but I think, I'm not sure Linda Young would want to. And to be perfectly honest, I think Linda Young would perhaps actually be a bit worried about trying to step into the shoes of Chris Ayres because it's just so. Chris Ayres is so adored by the dub audience at the moment, and also the sub audience because it's so much closer to how Ryusei Nakagawa's voice would be if he was speaking English. I draw pretty much every day for practice. It's a good habit to get into, dude. It is a good habit to get into. I love Gogeta's design personally. He's one of the best hero designs in my opinion. I agree. You know what? Actually, for a minute I almost misread that as Heroes designs, but I love what they did in Dragon Ball Heroes with adult Gotenks and adult Gogeta. Adult Gogeta. What they've done with adult Gotenks and Gogeta, because I love the little black vest they've put on underneath the Metamorian jacket. I think that makes the fusion look so much more badass than just being like shirtless. Mr.Satan face with facial hair. Oh, I didn't add the little dots. I need to add his stubble. The little dots. Bless me. Let's just chuck a couple on there. That's the best thing any artist can do. Yeah, you beat me to it, Sloth. Yeah, as you always do. And the thing is, the story-wise, a fusion in blue would make no sense because then they would diffuse faster than Vegito. UI Gogeta would be like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Vegeta from the Heroes anime it's currently on. Well, okay, no, see, that's the thing. That's an assumption. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree about the diffusing faster than Vegito thing. Yes, I completely agree with that. I think that would be an issue that would probably annoy a lot of people. And I completely agree that that's the whole reason I don't want them to do it. I think if it was any other reason, I probably wouldn't really mind if they brought Gogeta into it, because it's just, I think a lot of people have been waiting for it, you know, besides GT and the movie, Rebirth of Fusion. I think it's just, we have been waiting for it. See, and there we go. There's Mr.Satan. See, I think the version I did of him without facial hair was pretty accurate. So if we just bring this down, let's put that about that kind of height, and then let's just go back into the library. I just need to bring this down. It's so weird seeing him look like it. Do you know what? He looks like, without the facial hair, Mr. Satan looks like the earlier version of Paragus from movie 8, when they're showing the flashback to when he's being stabbed by King Vegeta, when he's got Broly with him. Oh yeah, I meant to say, just to finish off what I was saying, and we don't really know how Ultra Instinct works. We know that it took off some of Goku's power and it hurt him, but we don't exactly know what the sort of output on that was. I mean, that could have been a delayed reaction to the Spirit Bomb for all we know. Until it gets actually mentioned, it's very difficult for us to kind of go, yes, that's what it was. Thing is, you don't enjoy it anymore. Do you mean the drawing you don't enjoy anymore, or Dragon Ball? Everyone goes through dry periods of motivation or creativity, but once you get that kick to do it, you'll regret not keeping up with the drawing. I know I do. Yeah, no, Sloth's absolutely right there. But as you know, I can relate to the whole lack of motivation thing. Do you get a kick out of people taking retcons and dub changes and everything else way too serious? In some cases, it depends on the retcon. Like, you know, I take some of them seriously. Like, I hate the retcon they did with Frieza being given the order to blow up planet Vegeta by Beerus, because that just absolutely makes no sense whatsoever, because the whole point of Frieza blowing it up was because he was scared of the legend. So the point of, like, Beerus telling him to do it, it's just... what's the point? You know, it just removes all fear from the Super Saiyan transformation. Anybody watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged? I assume we all do. Hey Jerry, how's it going, man? Absalon. I think it's just Dragon Ball Absalon rather than Dragon Ball Z Absalon, so I think he means Dragon Ball Z Abridged. He reminds me of one Supreme Kai that... Yeah, he does! The one that supposedly Boo turned into Super Boo. I can see that. I can see that. I think this is... I think this might be the thumbnail to the video, admittedly. I might just actually take their faces down a little bit so they actually fit within the white lines. So when the stream goes up. Ooh. Mr.Satan. Okay, well just don't draw that bit then. Without? Facial hair. This is the best handwriting ever. Ha. That's just, you know what, no, I'm just... Goodbye, let's just get rid of all of that. None of this deserves to be there. That's just dreadful. Let's just forget that ever happened. Mr.Satan. 'Tis late here. I'm going to sleep. See you next stream. Yeah, take it easy, brother. Thanks for joining in. It's nice fun catching up with you, though, dude. He reminds me of one of the World Tournament characters. Can't remember their name, though. Yes. Yeah, I can see who you mean. It's that generic-looking face. I mean, he looks like people in the crowd at the tournaments, to be perfectly honest. Not nostalgic. King Chopper, One Punch. Yeah, he does look... It's the hair that makes it look a bit more like King Chopper, I think. King Chopper's a bit skinnier. He's got the... He's got the narrower face comes down. And the hair is more flicky off curly. It's still the same shape as this, mind you. Still the same shape. Night, night. Oh, you were thinking of King Chopper then. Fair enough. Hey, Dragon Boy. Do episode 5 Goku. Oh, okay. That's an interesting one. All right, let's do an episode 5 Goku then. Let's move these up here. They can look fondly down on us as we do this. I don't know why they would do this. Bibu-sama. Right. I wanna find some inspiration from episode 5 Goku's on my phone. Dragon Ball Super episode 5, because obviously this is going to be the infamous Naoki Tate um, supervised episode. Yeah, that's the one that always sticks with me. Although I love the image that arose from that one where Beerus only has 2 dots for eyes. I think that's fantastic. What do you think about Toyotaro making King Chopper Oob's first master? I love that. I love that. I think it's fantastic. It's doing things with characters that we never saw again in Dragon Ball Z later on, so we didn't need to. It's like it doesn't affect any continuity, and it makes a lot of sense for a lot of things because obviously it gives us a bit of backstory on which village Oob came from, and you know, I think it's nice. I like it. I love Toyotaro's cutaway stories. The only one I haven't been crazy about is this Cell Jr. one as of late, where Trunks and Goten were on Android 17's island doing it. That's and that he's like tamed some Cell Juniors or whatever. I think that's a bit, I think he's trying a little bit too hard with that. But I love the things where he did like the throwbacks to Goku trying like forgetting to wish King Kai back to life and all this kind of stuff. Kanji, I found my favourite Dokkan card. I looked at World Tournament Dokkan cards and there's a Chaozu, but his hat is off, so his little hair is there. Adorable. Of course it would be Chaozu for you, wouldn't it? Let's have a look. This is there. Yeah, it's kind of, I suppose. I think it maybe should go a bit higher than that. Gotta just get the hair. The hair needs to be just awful. I can't wait until somebody joins this stream and then assumes that this is my drawing capability. Thank you, Khalifa, because this will be your fault. So let's just do that amazing curve in the face. No, it's too long. No, it isn't, according to this. It's just, oh man. It's hard trying to draw something badly on purpose. Personally, I think Toyotaro Tournament of Power is pretty bad. Thanks, dude. Yeah, oh man, I agree. I'm not going to defend Toyotaro's writing of the Tournament of Power. I think he's got some nice ideas, but he's executed them in the complete wrong way. If I'm honest, I like the fact that Master Roshi has finally done something. I'll play devil's advocate there because I popped when people started saying Ultra Instinct Roshi, and I was like, I thought it was a joke at first, and then I realized that they were being completely deadly serious, and I was like, what? Like, I still haven't read an actual volume from anything Dragon Ball to Super. Well, that's your own fault, Sloth. I forgot Anizara showed up. Yeah, I completely did as well myself. Like, Kale just took care of it, didn't she? Which, you know, it was good for making Kale look strong, but then they nerfed Kefla by making her lose to Gohan in such a way. So, realistically, it means that Gohan could have taken down Anizara by himself because the scaling doesn't add up. That's the problem. And I'm not one who cares about power scaling, particularly because it's a fighting show, and so sometimes I like to assume that smarts and technique actually get in the way of it. And so, like, I try not to think too much into the scaling side of things, but it's just, you can't help it in some instances. Some things just don't make sense, you know? I would just like to point out that, like, you know, somebody got paid to draw this for Toei Animation. Gohan was wasted in the manga. He was wasted in the manga. He was wasted in the manga. Glad he threw out Ribrian quickly, though. Yeah, me too. I love that roast session between Chaozu and Krillin where he reveals he's not bald. Yeah, no. So many of these things are fantastic from the original Dragon Ball series. Like, I love the stuff with Giran in Dragon Ball, with Goku at the 21st tournament. Yes, 21st Tenkaichi Budokai. And I love that stuff because Giran. That's why I thought it sounded weird that it was going to go and say that immediately. But yeah, he came off so intimidating, but his character was really like it wasn't needed. Well, excuse me, sorry, I'm getting twisted with the things I want to say now. It was needed. His character came off really frightening. And it was like the first real thing that came off as frightening, in my opinion, in Dragon Ball. Was him at the first tournament. And so, oh my god. This is awful. This is awful. And I'm going to blame it on the fact that it's because it's supposed to be awful, but I don't know. I can't wait until people literally see this and think that this is me drawing seriously. Ugh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Saw a theory somewhere, someone defending a racial thing by saying Jiren is not taking him seriously. Yeah, I mean, that kind of comes across in the manga. In like later on in that chapter, it does kind of come across like that. Like Jiren was kind of like, whoa, he just was caught off guard because he didn't expect it, but he wasn't taking the whole situation seriously. And that's kind of what they go for when they're trying to explain it. But I don't know who thought drawing Goku like this was a good idea, but it's just humorous. He looks like he's like really nervously saying hello to the person next to him, like they've kind of gone, "Hey Goku, can I copy your homework off you?" And he's like, sure, yeah. Are you gonna go on a date with me afterwards? Or why would you want to copy off my homework? One Punch, that fight was hilarious too. Krillin asking him math. Yeah. Hey, watch out, you don't have much room to talk. Krillin pops out. That's one hair, Krillin, more than you. Why do I know that? Oh god, now that you've said the line, I can imagine the scene. This looks like the Tech SS3 Goku card. Yes, it does. Goku with social anxiety. Kanji, what are your thoughts on that monster at the bottom of this muscle tower, the pink one? Oh god, I forgot about that. Yeah, oh man, the name of that monster slips my mind, but I know that I know the one you're on about. Yeah, I think I think that particular scene really kind of disassociated from the rest of the Red Ribbon arc. I felt like it kind of didn't really do it any justice, because I think they were supposed to be doing all these things with the army itself, the robots and everything, and the pink monster. I think, although I'm pretty sure the monster was revealed to be a robot, if I'm remembering it correctly anyway, so please let me know if I'm thinking of something else there, because I think I might be confusing it with the yellow monster kind of thing in the World's Strongest movie, when Goku blasts through it and then literally it's just left there floating on the floor. And it's just got the sparks coming out of it like it was a robot all along. I always thought it looked like Goku was going to sneeze in this one that I'm quite obviously doing. It's like it clearly looks like he's going to sneeze or something, or like he's picked up a bad smell. Like actually. It's got like a green mustache going on. What's that smell? That smells really bad, guys. I don't like that smell. Get it away from me. I don't know why he's got this like really this really gentle snowflakey voice. No, don't fart in my face. I don't want that green gas coming at me. The Destron gas from the Lost movie. This isn't gonna go far enough because I've drawn his bang a bit longer than it is in the actual picture I'm sort of like working from. I really should remove the gas thing from his nose if I'm going to continue drawing this. Oh! It's one call more. Goku going sneeze, going sneeze. I want a Roshi prequel. He's stronger than in his later life. Imagine him in his prime, kind of like the All Might movie that's coming up. I don't watch My Hero Academia, so I haven't got a clue what people are going on about. I know everyone's going to be like, Kanji, go watch My Hero Academia, but I haven't got around to it. I don't know. I'm just taken with Dragon Ball and all this kind of stuff, and I'm getting into other anime as it go along, but like it takes a lot for me to actually try one, because not only that, but I also have to convince the girlfriend to sit through it as well. A lot of these, and it's not their fault, they don't translate particularly well. Things that might sound pretty cool in Japanese don't necessarily sound very cool when they're translated, and I think trying to convince somebody to watch one of these things when he's like, oh yes, My Hero Academia, it's got a very, well, it doesn't really sound like it's going to be action-packed or anything, does it? But then again, neither does Dragon Ball. So. So, yeah. Episode 5 Goku is, And about Major Metallotron, well, Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, you know, complete Terminator ripoff. But I'm fine with it because it seems more of a throwback. Get him wet, Goku. He's cool. Sins Kanji. The pink character was called the Jiggler. The Jiggler. Was that the dub name for it, though? Because I don't recall that being the sub name for it. And that's... I tend to only really watch Dragon Ball in sub. I haven't really watched it in dub since, like, yeah, the original series in dub since it aired, and that was the Blue Water dub. I did watch the Funimation one afterwards, but I don't know. I find the voices quite infuriating in Dragon Ball. I much prefer the jokes in the Japanese one that seem to be omitted from the later one. The dub. I know they assume it won't translate well to an audience of UK. Guys, seriously, if you don't know what I'm drawing, by the way, please go and search Episode 5, Dragon Ball Super, Goku, and this will make sense. This isn't my drawing capability gone out the window. This is more like it. This is supposed to be funny, but I'm finding myself getting infuriated with it as I draw it, because it's hard to draw Goku as incorrectly as this person did. I have to say this person because I would blame Naoki Tate, but I don't think it would have been him, and I don't think he would have corrected the frame, to be perfectly honest. Beerus eating a taco. Is this something you want me to draw? Just watch the dub, easier for her to watch. Yeah, read the... Oh, you mean read the manga for My Hero Academia. Okay, I understand. This is looking like Goku woke up with bed hair. Notes in the manga. The Jiggler. The name doesn't really ring a bell to me. I remember the character being on screen, but I really don't remember the name. I'll quite happily go and have a look at it after this, though. I mean, I'm sure you're probably correct. It's been a very long time since... admittedly, Season 2 of Dragon Ball, and you're going to change your opinion about me now, but Season 2 of Dragon Ball, the Red Ribbon Army, is actually my least favourite series of Dragon Ball altogether. It's a bit hit and miss for a lot of people, I know that. Is it a bit hit and miss for everybody? I know that, but I think, although this might have been one of the Viz changes from the sub, it could be. There's a lot of Viz changes, but again, I'm not gonna sit here. Have I got my mangas to hand? I haven't got my Dragon Ball mangas with me. I've got my Dragon Ball Z mangas with me. I would Google, you know what? I'll Google it on my phone. There we go. We'll get an answer. Why not? Let's have a look. The Jiggler Dragon Ball. Bouillon. Yeah, Bouillon's what they call him in the dub. And that I'm gonna find out what they call him in the sub now as well, because I assume. Let's have a look. Bouillon. Yeah, he's called Bouillon in the sub as well. Yeah. Yeah, he's called the Jiggler in the manga, but not in the dub or sub. So yeah. So there we go. That's cleared that up anyway. Oh, the pink one is called Bouillon. Yeah, sorry, Landon. Actually, I didn't look at the screen until I googled it. I don't remember that section too well in Japanese, so it might be different there. Do you mean Pilaf's machine thing that Maya rides on in the top, the pink thing? No. If you Google Bouillon or the Jiggler, why are there so many pink big enemies in Dragon Ball? Yeah, I mean, there's another one in Lord Slug as well. Oh, I know that he's not the yellow one. Movie 2 and movie 4 have got very similar, like, bad guys to take out for Goku. So, you know, it's pretty interesting. Oh, right, well, guys, well, thank you for joining in with this stream. Anyway, I'm going to, it's painful to look at the 4th thing, but I suppose I did draw it, so I will keep it as a memory for this stream, so... let's just, Hey, are you trying to save it? No, you're not trying to save it. Why? There we go. Dragon Ball Super Episode 5 Goku. Goku going to sneeze. Right. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining in with the stream anyway. As I said, I've been trying to keep them around to about an hour each. Typically, I know you guys didn't really get to see the notification when I said I was about to start streaming earlier, which is really annoying. Thanks, YouTube. That's 2 days in a row you've messed me up with this 5-day streaming thing, so thank you very much. But seriously, though, I appreciate you all joining in the stream and stuff and having a laugh with us all. It has been a really good time. I have had a wonderful time with you all. Let's put a Dragon Ball with... no, that's not the color I want. Let's do that, and then let's put red stars, which kind of look like... Actually, no, it looks like a dead smiley face at the moment. That's quite horrific in its own way. It's just... it looks like it's been staring all this time. Oh, it's like acid gone wrong. Anyway, acid gone wrong. I suppose any kind of acid is acid gone wrong, but you know, whatever. Goku Gon Steve. Right, cheers guys, and I'll see you for tomorrow's stream if you're around. Tomorrow is a very special stream, if you didn't know already, because tomorrow we're going to be doing Dragon Ball Pictionary again. And this is something we haven't done in a while, and I need to double check because it's going to depend on who can get together for the right time, because me trying to stream this is very difficult. But I have had... I'm sure they wouldn't mind me saying, I have had C Reacts and Rhyme Style and Reel to Reel, Dimsy Domain, and our boy One Punch Sloth here all agree to do it. We're going to see if we can get everyone online for the same time, because everybody's free time is obviously very different. But of course in this I will be drawing Dragon Ball characters, and I'm going to be drawing them kind of weirdly because I don't want them to be too obvious, and the first person to guess who it is going to be correct, and they're going to get a point. And we're going to try and do this over the sake of about an hour or so, maybe a bit longer, because it's a special thing. We'll see how much fun we're having, and then obviously at the end of it, it's going to be really fun. Come on, you guys are all going to have a laugh. I'm sure it'll be really amusing. The fusion challenges are fun, but everybody's going to be in one call for this, so this is going to be really fun. So so thanks for that, guys. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and feel free to check out my Patreon. Obviously, subscribe, and the Patreon link is in the description. And thank you, Sloth, for suggesting it. Anybody who wants any art commissions drawn in the style of, like, you know, Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Super Episode 5. Although I suppose if you really want something drawn like that, I can try. But yeah, when am I starting tomorrow? I don't know, to be precise, to be completely honest with you, because I need to get in contact with Dino and Dion and everybody and Mark, find out what time everybody is available, and then we're going to have to try and work out a time around that. It could be much later than this. I don't mind staying up for something as special as that, and obviously it's like 11 p.m. UK time. If I have to stay up until 3 a.m. or whatever to do it, it'll still be a fun video to watch back, even if it's not live, but I'm looking forward to talk along with it and all this kind of stuff. I think it'll be really funny, so we can do that. We'll just have to hope that everyone sort of plays along and doesn't try and spoil things for everybody by reading the chat or whatever. But anyway, guys, yeah, thank you everybody for joining in the stream. It's been great, and I shall catch up with you later. Bye!